Hi there, good morning. This is Liz Davis. I am a nutritionist and I specialise in digestive health for busy women. So I help busy women fix their IBS symptoms, so either constipation, diarrhea, both bloating, uncomfortable digestion, and heartburn, etc. And also any associated problems. So if you're getting hormone problems, PMS, menopause, energy problems, that kind of thing. They're all linked to the gut, so I can help you with all of that as well. There are links to download some freebies below the video, and there's some recipes and link to book a call, etc. And also a link to my paid program, so do go and check that out if you'd like some help with your gut health. And today I was going to do a quick rundown for you all about insulin resistance, because it could be that you are afflicted by insulin resistance and you may not know. So I will do a quick rundown about what it is and then what you can do to try and avoid it and any of the associated problems that go along with it. Okay, so what happens then in insulin resistance? Well, basically, every time you eat any sugar or very high carb foods, or any carb foods for that matter, your pancreas secretes insulin, and your insulin helps to get this energy to where it needs to go, so to your muscles, brain, liver, etc. Anywhere that needs a lot of energy, your insulin is going to help it. It's got a very important job getting that energy to where it needs to go. It needs to regulate it as well within at the right levels. If you eat too much sugar or too much very high carb food, what happens is that your cells can become less sensitive to insulin, so we can't get the insulin into the cell where it needs to go, and you end up with too much sugar floating around in your blood. So you've got this double whammy of your pancreas then becomes exhausted eventually. When this happens, you can end up in a state of pre-diabetes or having type 2 diabetes, and also just your cells are not sensitive enough to the incoming glucose, so they can't utilise it properly. So the whole system gets very out of kilter. So what are the main causes then? Well, the main causes are obesity, having too much fat in your blood, and high blood pressure, etc. If you're overweight but you've got all your weight around the middle, that can be a good indicator that you have insulin resistance. You're pre-diabetic, even diabetic. So we need to reduce that fat which is accumulating around the middle, reduce it right down to avoid all these associated health problems as well. Okay, so what do you do then? Well, basically you want to really watch your carbohydrate intake. So if you think about sugary foods, sweets, pastries, etc., those are very high carbohydrate, very fast releasing foods. So all the time these fast releasing foods are getting into your bloodstream. Your pancreas is struggling to keep up to bring the levels of those sugars down again. Also, high carb foods anyway are just long strands of sugar, so stuff like pasta, potatoes, anything made of flour, etc. They are broken down quite quickly and will hit your bloodstream quite quickly, causing your pancreas to then have to secrete ever such a lot of insulin to bring it back down again. We want to take that strain off and keep your blood sugar on a nice even keel, so it's not doing this spiking and plunging all day long. So say for example, if you eat something like a pastry, you get that sugar high, you've got lots of sugar going around your system, and then a couple of hours later it just crashes down because your insulin has done its job very well and it has taken all the sugars and the glucose to where it needs to go, but then you're going to be hangry after that. You're going to be craving more carbs, and that's how the cycle tends to go on. That's what we want to avoid. We want to keep your blood sugar nice and level throughout the day. Always avoid sweet drinks. So fruit juices, for example, have had all the fibre taken out of them, and you're just left with this very sugary water. So anything like that is going to absorb very fast. It's going to send your blood sugar sky high, and then it's going to come crashing down shortly afterwards, and then you're going to get all those associated symptoms. It also sends your stress levels very high as well, which is also associated with weight gain and will have a knock-on effect on your gut health. So everything affects everything else. So really important to keep that blood sugar on a nice even keel there if you can. So up there with fruit juices are fizzy soft drinks as well. Are not good for you at all. They will send you into this blood glucose spiraling all day long. So a better option is definitely to be sticking to your fruit juices and herbal teas and really kind of minimising that sugar intake if you can. So also you want to be focusing on your high fibre foods. So if you eat high fibre, say pastas or whole grain rice type foods, those are going to hit your bloodstream. So the carbohydrates from those foods are going to be hitting your bloodstream at a lot more, in a much more steady fashion than if you have all that fibre taken away. So if you take the fibre away, you're essentially just left with sugar really. So anything white bread, white pasta, white rice, they act just like sugars as soon as you've chewed them, absorbed into your bloodstream, and you start this insulin blood sugar roller coaster going on. And it's that roller coaster you want to avoid. So in addition, eat healthy fats. Plenty of healthy fats from stuff like avocados, nuts, seeds, oily fish, etc. are going to really help you feel satisfied and feel like you've eaten enough food. Always make sure you eat plenty of protein foods, so eggs, fish, stuff like hummus, nuts again, great amounts of protein and fat in them. So make sure you've got plenty of them. This time of year, definitely turkey is going to be going around. So chicken, any kind of lean poultry, lean meats, etc. Really great for you. And always avoid overeating as well. If you're overeating, then you're going to always be in this process of insulin being released. So also snacking, you want to avoid too much snacking because otherwise your poor old pancreas doesn't get a rest at all. It's constantly secreting insulin and it's going to get tired eventually. Also then your cells aren't going to be able to absorb that glucose effectively as it should do. Okay, so I hope that helps you. That's a few tips there on insulin resistance, what to look out for, how to overcome it, and what you should be eating to stop this blood sugar soaring and plunging happening. Okay, I'll see you next time. Bye.